it going, everyone? Mega Masters here, and I bring you guys a Pokemon discussion video featuring the recently banned Mega-Pidgeot. And what I mean by banned is the fact that it recently got banned from the underused tier, which means that you are no longer allowed to use Mega-Pidgeot in the underused. It is now sent to the BL tier, which means that the only tiers that it can be used in would be overused, Ubers, and anything goes. So in this video, we are going to be discussing the viability of Mega-Pidgeot in OU and the reasons to use it and the reasons not to use it. So with that being said, I'm going to go over the reasons why you should use Mega-Pidgeot in OU. So let's do this. So let's get underway with the reasons that Mega-Pidgeot should be used in the overused tier. Reason number one, first off, it has a base speed stat of 121. That is pretty cool. And considering that only one other Pokemon shares the exact same speed stat, that being Tornadus, this makes this Pokemon very unique and very difficult to outspeed and take out. And that right there is one of the reasons why it's pretty threatening to begin with. And speaking of threatening, you thought speed was cool. Get a load of this shit. Base 135 special attack. That's something to brag about. This thing, with base 135 special attack, means that this thing is going to hit extremely hard on the special side. And this thing don't fuck around. This thing will take you down if you come unprepared. The next thing is the fact that it gets no guard. And what no guard does is that it ensures that every single attack will land regardless of how good or how bad the accuracy of the moves are. And speaking of bad accuracy moves, take a look at this shit. Has access to 100% accurate Hurricane. And Hurricane has base 70 accuracy with base 110 power. It's a special flying type move, and it has a 30% chance of confusion. So that means you can spam the fuck out of it and occasionally get confuse hacks. That's pretty nice. That's real nice. And that's something that Tornadus can't exactly brag about. I mean, yeah, it's got Hurricane, but it misses sometimes. And something else that Tornadus doesn't have is the fact that it has that Mega-Pidgeot has access to Roost. And what Roost does is it restores half of your maximum health. And although Tornadus does have access to Regenerator, which is an ability that restores 1/3 of your health upon switching out. That's all fine and dandy, but Roost, slightly better. And finally, because of the fact that I can utilize a set known as the Workup with Roost and Refresh combo, and then you throw Hurricane into the mix, the fact that Hurricane has no immunities against it, that's trouble. Flying type spam is definitely something to fear about. Oh man, that's fucking crazy. What Workup does is it not only boosts the attack, but the special attack by one stage, and if you use a couple of Workups, then Hurricane is going to be hitting extremely hard. And with the combination of Roost and Refresh, you can Workup, then Roost. Workup, say if you get burned or statused, then you can go Refresh. And Refresh happens to be a very unique move to Mega-Pidgeot because this gets rid of any status ailments. So that right there are my reasons why you should use this Pokemon in the overused tier. Now please keep in mind that videos like these are both opinion and fact-based. So if you have anything that you would like to add, then please let me know, as this is meant to promote positive and educational discussion on Pokemon that are the highlight of the topic. So with that being said, I'm going to move on now to the reasons it should not be used in OU. So let's do this. Okay guys, so here are my reasons why you should not use Mega-Pidgeot in OU. First of all, it is outclassed by other offensive flying type Pokemon such as Tornadus, such as Talonflame, such as Zapdos, and even lower tier Pokemon such as Mega Aerodactyl and Salamence. and even lower tier, such as Noivern. Like, there are faster and bulkier, better Pokemon with better move pools, better setup, and just all around better offensive and defensive potential, whereas Mega-Pidgeot doesn't exactly excel the best in comparison to those Pokemon I just listed off. Secondly, it has a very limited move pool. The only moves that you see for offense from Mega Pidgeot would be Hurricane, Heat Wave, U-Turn, the occasional Hyper Beam, and the occasional Hidden Power Ice. That's it. So it kind of goes to my second last reason, where it is somewhat predictable because you know that you're going to be seeing hurricane spam from this thing regardless. Um, Occasionally, this thing does run a mono setup set, but even still, it's not that hard to play around as long as you build a well balanced team to counter out or at least check the majority of the threats that you see in battle. You should be good to go. So let's go to the next reason here. So has 83 on the HP, 80 in both defense and special defense. Now, while that isn't terrible, it's not exactly the best bulk in the OU standards, especially due to the fact that Stealth Rocks is a very common presence in the OU metagame. And with Rocks on that side of the field, it has 25% of its health stripped from it, and that kind of goes to my fourth reason. It can be revenge killed pretty easily by faster Pokemon. That means that with Rocks on the field, Mega Pidgeot takes damage. Anything faster than it can outright OHKO it with a powerful move. Noivern can outright destroy it with a not Choice Spec, sorry, Life Orb boosted Draco Meteor, and guarantee a one-hit knockout. You have Pokemon such as Aerodactyl and Mega Aerodactyl that outright counter this thing. It can live a hurricane, it can live two hurricanes, and bop you with Stone Edge, and that's it, done. Um, and that goes to my next reason. It is countered, okay? Not just checked, but countered by several Pokemon in both the OU tier and the UU tier. I am not going to get into a huge list of those Pokemon. If you want me to list off all those Pokemon with some damage calcs, I'll be happy to do so in the description. Sorry, not the description. In the comments section down below. Although that will take a little bit of time after this video is finished upload, so please bear with me on that one. Um, and the last reason I want to go over is the fact that it has 4 move slot syndrome. Now, even though it's got a somewhat shallow move pool, there is always going to be a time where you wish you had a 5th move for X amount of coverage or X amount of support or utility or whatever. And this does hurt Mega Pidgeot a little bit, although it's not as big a deal if you build your team correctly around Mega Pidgeot. And something else I actually want to mention, I'll just add this in really quick, that being the fact that No Guard, its ability, can work against it. No Guard is an ability that works both for and against the Pokemon with that ability. So that means that any Pokemon with an inaccurate but powerful move and Mega Pidgeot, No Guard on the field, that powerful but inaccurate move is going to hit and possibly take out Mega Pidgeot. So that's all just things that I want y'all to keep in mind. And that right there are my reasons, both fact and opinion based, on why you should not use Mega Pidgeot in the OU tier. So, with both sides of the discussion being spoken, I've come with an overall verdict, strictly opinionated, for whether or not you should or should not use Mega Pidgeot in OU. I think, depending on how well you build your team and what you're looking for, Mega Pidgeot can be an asset in OU. But please be aware of the fact that there are plenty of other flying type Pokemon that outclass and outpace this Pokemon, as well as other Pokemon that can outpace or tank hits and fire back and straight up one-shot it. But overall, Mega-Pidgeot is not that bad of a Pokemon to use in OU. I've seen a few people use Mega-Pidgeot in OU, and they played with it pretty well. That I will say. Although I still do not agree with the fact that Smogon had suspect tested and banned Mega-Pidgeot because of the fact that there are other Pokemon in the underused tier that are more threatening in more ways than one than Mega-Pidgeot. Sure, the thing has no guard Hurricane, which means that there's a 30% chance to cause confuse hacks, but I feel that people were milking the shit out of that very reason and trying to get people to jump on that reason train and, just straight up bombard this poor Pokemon and ban it from underused. I didn't see any problem with it in underused. I mean, sure, it had the no guard Hurricane shenanigans and the occasional mono setup set with Work Up, Roost, and Refresh, but with every set comes its respectable checks and counters. Um, it just boils down to how well you can build a team that is balanced, that can check and counter the majority of the threats in the respective tiers. Um, if there was to be any sort of suspect test, it should not have involved Mega Pidgeot. In my opinion, it should have either involved Mega Aerodactyl or Salamence. And if you want to, I'll make videos for those in the future too. But I kind of just want to stay on focus with this right here, Mega Pidgeot. But if I hadn't already made my verdict, allow me to repeat myself in a more simple form. Mega Pidgeot is usable in OU. May not be the best flying type Pokemon to use since it's outclassed by other flying types in more ways than one. Do not sleep on Mega Pidgeot because this thing will fuck you up with Hurricane. Bitch! So be sure to rate, comment, subscribe to this video and to the craziest Poketuber there is. And let's not forget, I'm someone who loves all of you because you guys are all my friends.